Hi, my name is Brian, and I'm currently studying in Taylor's University, pursuing a chemical engineering degree. A little bit about myself: I'm from Kuala Lumpur, and I love to watch sports, but not necessarily playing them. I also have a passion of solving problems and coming up with innovative solutions, which is why I chose engineering. Now, I'm going to talk about my mission statement. My personal mission statement is to graduate with a minimum CGPA of 3.5 from Taylor's University at the year of 2019, as well as pursuing a career as a chemical engineer at Nestle Malaysia by the year 2024. Part of my mission is also to become a professional engineer in the field of process plant design within 15 years from my graduation. One way to understand more about myself is through SWOT analysis. My strengths are able to think critically and analytically. I'm confident when it comes to presenting an idea verbally, and I'm also loyal and responsible. My weaknesses is I tend to prefer to complete things alone. I tend to be overconfident in my own ability, and sometimes procrastination creep into my work. Some opportunities will be clubs and societies in Taylor's, as well as a project-based education in Taylor's University, and also a program by the School of Engineering, which is Taylor's Grand Challenges Scholar Program. Some threats will be projects that requires me to work with different people and hugely competitive working world, as well as a packed schedule in a time when tests and assignments converge. I'm going to move on to my program outcome attainment analysis. This is my PO evaluation graph, which record all the scores of my PO so far. First, it is PO1. This PO trains us to be able to apply the theory that we have learned to come up with solutions to engineering challenges that provides value. In Process Unit Integration 1 assignment, I learned to apply the formulas that I obtained in class, such as Underwood method and administer equation, to design a multi-component distillation column. I got a score for 82 for PO1. Part of how to improve in this PO is to have more practices to train up my ability to apply knowledge learned into real-life practices. For PO2, I got a score of 80. Now this PO is important for us engineers to make sense of the data we have in order to come up with an explanation or conclusion. In one of the lab experiments of the module Thermodynamics and Heat Transfer 1, I successfully demonstrated the vapor compression refrigerator cycle, and from the data analyzed, I found out that when power input increases, conversion of energy from motor work to heat energy also increases. In terms of how to improve my PO score, I need to train up my analytical skills. This will include continuous practice and involvement in projects that requires this area of skill. Three is related to Taylor's signature project-based learning. This CDIO framework is an important tool for engineers to come up with designs and solutions that will benefit society. In multidisciplinary design module, me and my team conceive and design an autonomous floating device that is able to detect certain parameters like oxygen level, pH in water. And this is important. We also make sure that our final product hold paramount to the safety, health, and welfare of the public, as well as environmental protection. In order to close the gap on this PO, my plan is to learn and apply more thinking techniques such as trimming technique, random entry, which is important in the conceived stage of product. Engineering is a field where scientific principles are involved, and science is all about understanding the world around us. But how do we do that? It is through PO4, experiments and research, analyzing the results we obtain in order to make informed and valid conclusions. In fluid mechanics, we conducted a lab experiment to compare and contrast between a few flow measuring apparatus in terms of its efficiency. I developed an experimental design to obtain data, and analysis tells me that Venturi meter has the highest efficiency. I got a score of 75 for PO4. To improve on this, I need to put more effort into looking at research papers to see how other more experienced individuals come up with their own design, experiment, and ways to validate their data. IT tools is becoming more and more important for engineers nowadays, as software and simulation is used to model and solve complex engineering problems. And PO5 deals with exactly this. In the computing application module, the software that we are using was MATLAB. In our assignment 2, we are asked to develop coding in MATLAB in order to solve a mathematical problem using the quadratic spline method. This is one part of the programming code developed by me. I've already achieved a relatively high score of 90 in this PO, but there is always room for improvement. Part of it will be to sign up for software and IT lessons in order to learn more skills, which will be useful in my career, such as Pro Tools and AutoCAD. PO6 is important in a career of an engineer. As engineers, we do not just deal with technical issues, but also ethics. We need to make sure the decisions that we make take into account social health, economic, and cultural aspects. One of the assignments that I did for safety and process plant design really impacted me a lot. I was presenting on the Philips disaster in 1989, and it struck me on how one human error can lead to the loss of 33 lives in a chemical plant. To improve on this PO, I need to read more about engineering ethics, as well as certain rules and regulations related to environment issues in Malaysia and also globally. PO7 is related to sustainability in the social, economical, and environmental aspect. All engineers' projects should take into account the aforementioned three aspects. We're supposed to assess whether our project design is environmentally sustainable, economically viable, and safe in all of our design modules. This is an example in SEM2 in a portfolio for engineering design and ergonomics. My team developed a music and entertainment device, and in the process of that, we actually assessed the product in terms of health, safety, and risk assessment, as well as the environmental aspect. A risk assessment matrix was also used as a tool. To further improve my performance in this PO, I will need to be more aware of recent development in the field of sustainable engineering, as well as the various social and environmental issues in the world. Next, we come to PO8. PO8 is very relevant to engineers as it deals with ethical responsibilities of an engineer while conducting his or her tasks in a professional setting. To be honest, there's not many modules that deals directly with this PO. Professional engineer and society is definitely one of them. In our early weeks of the module, most of the tutorials and practices and also our tests was related to the code of conduct as graduate engineer, professional engineer, as well as engineering technologist. Through various practices, I've learned how to read, use, and apply the code. To improve, I need to read and understand engineering code of conducts more and how it relates to my role as an engineer. PO10 is an important PO as it exposes us to an environment where we need to work with different teammates from different disciplines. Such exposure was evident in multidisciplinary design module. This project covers mainly mechanical and electrical engineering. I'm a chemical engineer myself, student myself, but our project is not really related to my field, but I still play my part in terms of programming using Arduino. I enjoy working with people from different disciplines as we can benefit from each other with our expertise and knowledge. To close the gap on this PO score, we need to learn how to communicate effectively with other people from different backgrounds, as well as equipping myself through leadership training. Next is PO12. This PO is extremely important as most engineers will be exposed to project management no matter which area you venture into. There's a module named Managing Projects for Success that teaches me valuable lessons on project management. Some of the skills that I've learned and applied in my projects are Gantt chart, inner responsibility chart, and the work breakdown structure. All these are very important skills to have in my future career as an engineer. I've presented my scores and evidences for all my POs. Now it's time to perform evaluation. According to the PO attainment graph, my three lowest PO scores are PO4 with a score of 75, PO10 with a score of 75 as well, and PO12 with a score of 71. In order to improve my PO4 score, I will need to read at least one research paper related to chemical engineering per month before I graduate to familiarize myself in how other experienced researchers write their research reports. As for PO10, I will attend at least 3 leadership skills seminars or courses before my graduation, as well as taking up a team leader role in at least one of the group projects I have before my graduation so that I can apply what I learned in the leadership training in my projects. Finally, for PO12, I will actively apply my project management skills that I have learned, such as Gantt chart, linear responsibility chart, and work breakdown structure in my upcoming IFRP2 and GB2, as well as other projects in my final year. I'll consult my lecturer, Dr. Felicia, to help improve my project management skills 1 month before the start of my final semester. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching the video.